Camera gears can really be expensive. You need to buy a camera body, you need lenses, you need other things like gimbal and whatever. But often we think, can I buy a used camera body? Can I buy a used lens? Well, the answer is yes and no. So in this video, I'm going to tell you what are the things you need to be aware of so that you don't waste your money just to buy a used camera body or lens. So you know what's coming, right? Intro. So, used lenses are much easier and safer to buy than a camera body. That's because you can see the entire thing of a lens from outside. You can see it from naked eye. You can see from outside if the lens is okay, if there is any scratches or any marks or any damage is done in the lens. The only things you need to check is that, and also you need to check if it's a zoom lens, then is the zoom working properly? Is there any is it smooth zooming out and zooming in? Also you need to check the focus ring if it's working properly, if it's focusing on the right thing. And if the lens you're going to buy has an autofocus, then you need to check if the autofocus is working properly, because in many used lenses the autofocus doesn't work properly. It just keeps on focus hunting, and then you shouldn't buy this type of lenses because ultimately they will not survive. They will just deteriorate and deteriorate. But all these things can be checked physically. You just hold the lens, open the lid and see if there are any scratches or any marks in the front. And also you check the back of the lens if there is any scratches or marks and it's clean or not. That's it. And you need to check the focus ring, you need to check the zoom if it's working smoothly or not. That's it. Everything can be checked physically very easily. But when it comes to camera body, things get harder. So there are so many things. There are mechanical things, there are electronic things inside a camera. You can see the outside of the camera, it's damaged or not, but you never know if there's problem in the sensor, if there's problem in the mirror. Obviously if it's a DSLR, because mirrorless cameras don't have mirror, that's why they are called mirrorless, whatever. But the thing is, there are electronic parts involved, there are mechanical parts involved. You need to check if the switches work properly. You need to check if the touchscreen, if it's a touchscreen camera, then if it's working properly. You need to check everything, because there may be problems in the sensor, there may be issues in the mirror, and so many other parts inside of camera which you cannot just always check in a 100% guaranteed way. And every camera body has a shutter life. What is shutter life? So it's the number of times the shutter goes up and down for a camera body. So it's a guaranteed thing. Like a brand claims that, suppose, let's just give an example. A brand camera, like my brand camera, suppose, claims that my camera body has a shutter life of maybe 100k. So 100k times the shutter can go up and down without any issue. It can obviously go beyond that, but that's not sure, that's not guaranteed. But up to 100k times it can easily smoothly go without any issue in the shutter. So every shutter has a shutter life. So it actually does matter before buying a camera body how many times the shutter has gone up and down. That is, how many times it has just opened up and closed, because the more times the shutter was open and closed, the shutter life was just, it was going close to the shutter life of the camera body. So if the shutter life is 100k and if the camera already has been used up to 70k or 80k shutter, so buying the camera body after that is kind of very risky, because you never know when the shutter fails. So it really does matter how heavily, how strongly, how it has been handled by the user, and what's the actual shutter life of the camera body. So if you know the person, if you trust the person, if that person is your relative or if that person is your friend, if you just one word say, it's trust. If you trust that person, then you can go for it. You can actually know the details, you can ask the details, like how long the camera has been with you and how heavily you have used it. You can also check the shutter life of a camera body by using many websites. You can just Google it. It's very easy. But if you don't know the person that much, if he or she is still a stranger, then it's very risky to buy a used camera body, because as I told you, there are many things involved and everything must be checked very accurately and properly. That is the reason why I am saying that lenses are much safer and easier to buy than a camera body when talking about the used ones. So don't just be in a hurry to invest your money in a used thing. Know it properly, know the user properly, how the thing was handled and what are the issues it has and why the user is selling it to you, what is the intention, why. So everything just needs to be perfect, everything just needs to be clarified before buying your camera. Because you may think, oh, I'm getting this camera body half the price of the new one, but he may screw up. Your entire money may get wasted. So check your camera body properly, and if still that looks okay for you, if you get a great deal, then go for it. Just don't be in a hurry. That's it. So I hope the video was helpful for you, and if you like this video, then don't forget to hit the like button there. And if you're not yet subscribed to my channel, then what are you waiting for, dear? Just consider subscribing it. So that's it for today's video. See ya.